Right. So this is a model from your last assignment. Yeah. And as you can see, I'm going to use this one to show you how to generate the drawings. So start from scratch. First of all, you need to create a drawing file. Okay. Remember from the workbench, you can go to drafting. And this window pop out to ask you for what kind of a standard you're going to use for the drawing sheet. And you can, at the moment, you see the scale, you see the size, follow this standard. And if you click modify, you have a different standard that you can apply. This is the size. So if you use UDS, which is a American standard, I think, and you can find also the scale, but you can define the scale later if you like. So I will take 1 to 100 architecture. Oh, that's too small. 1 to 100D. It's about okay. Just for the demonstration purpose, okay? Then click OK. Right. So now you open up a drafting workbench, and this is the, remember the format of DP file. You can have a part, you can have a product, and you can also have this drawing. So the drawing file is a two-dimensional, okay, and a part is a three-dimensional. You have different toolbars around. Those are the snaps and some display on off. You can goggle it. There's two ways to generate drawing out of the model. I'll show you. So once in this mode, I'll change to view vertical. Oh, sorry, I need to bring the power station. Yes, now it's a view vertical, right? So I can see two files. View window vertical. Yes. Okay. So the idea is you need to apply across two files using a command from both workbench. Okay. I'll show you the first way to make the drawing. Also, bear in mind that basically, what you see here from your model will be generated into the drawing sheet. So by hiding and unhide different part or different component, you can control what to show on the drawing. Okay. Another thing is once you have the multiple window opened, just keep a clear mind on what is the current workbench. Like I just click this highlighted this window, meaning I'm in the drafting. It's a little bit in the drafting, yeah. And this will bring me back to the architecture workbench. Okay. So I start from here, the drawing. It always starts from this button called front view. So the front view is like the master view. It takes as a projection without cutting the model. So it's a projection, and then project elevation, project plan, right? But it's not cut the model. So first I need a front view. Okay. So and noticed on the prompt here, select a reference plane on a 3D geometry. So this command expecting you to pick a planar element from the model. Okay, so that you create a link, and what I'm going to pick will be a plane, this ground plane. Okay, and that give you a little preview of the orientation. Okay. Before you do left click to confirm you accept it, you also have a chance to rotate it. You can even have a more precise control, a different angle. Okay. I just incidentally click confirm. Left click. Just loading. Right. So you have points, lines, elevation lines, also the reference grade. Yeah? And you can edit, change what to see, what not to see, and also noticed there's many buttons here become available after you create the front view. Okay. The way that you can further edit to see, decide what to see, what not to see, is to go to the property here, and in view, here the number of checks. Yeah. So let's say I don't want to see 3D points. I'm not interested in 3D wireframe. So wireframe referring to anything but not solid. Okay. So lines, surfaces, kind of the wireframe. In this case, so I'll click apply. We get the drawing cleaner. Right? So a cleaner drawing. Yes. And you also have a more you can load up. That you can, that's all this associated with the drawings. Here, the generative view style. Okay, if you change that, that affect the rule that generates the drawing out of the model. Like in this case, you don't see the grade, right? Grade being hidden. And RCP is when you do a cut, you can flip to show the other side of the view. Okay, so that means if you, I can show you later, if you cut a plan, you can looking down or looking up. Okay, it's by the same cut. Okay. So so I have a front view, right? And this front view, once I activate it, has a red frame around it. Okay. You can make as many as you like for the front view. Okay. But good practice, we're using the front view to introduce other cuts. So now I'm going to use one of the section. Okay. So I use the first one. And this is a line section, which means this give you a straight cut, but this one can give you a more aligned cut. You can customize, the cutting line, right? Others can, there's one section, this can only show you the cutting line without showing the elevation line. Okay, so I will use this first. So I can entirely operate on the draft, this is introducing cutting line, and if you're happy to about the location, you just double click, and then once you move your mouse out of the frame, it shows you the orientation, right? So depending on which way you look at it. Right? So if you're happy with this orientation, just left click. Okay. So again, by default, if you check properties, using reference grade method, which give you the reference grade. Okay. And also, if you change the model reference grade number, whatever, that will automatically update the drawing later on. And I will cancel this, cancel that. This is a scale which you can also change if you like, but by default, because I'm using, remember at the beginning when I opened up the file, I set it as 1 to 100. So all the drawings will by default to be 1 to 100, but you can still customize it later on when I produce a drawing. Okay, so now I make a section that position-wise aligned with this drawing. Yeah. So this one you can only move this way, but not this way, because that's aligned with the cut. Whereas if you can rotate it by making this position independent from the front view. And also notice you have, maybe you have this cutting symbol here, which you can drag around if you like. You can change the property by making the bigger, thicker, user text, font, 9mm, regular, right? So in a way, all the elements in the drawing, by right click, you can further modify it. Yeah. So now I'm going to show you how to set this drawing independent from that, so you can position it. First, so I double click, activate this drawing, right click, go to viewing position. This position independently of reference view. Click that. So now I'm not binding it with that reference view anymore. Yeah. And you also want to rotate it, right? Again, in the property, you have this angle here. I think it's minus 90 degree. Apply. Okay. So this view, and you can move that around. Maybe you say, okay, it's not the right scale. I want to make it 200. And you can do it, right? But just be careful, you know. These two are not the same scale. Okay. So I'll put one plan here, one section here. I'll cut another section. This time I'll do different direction. Double click. Oh. The reason why it gives me a alert is because I try to cut my front view while activate my section view. So it's confused. Okay. So here's another tip. Bear in mind, always check what is the current drawing, because then all the command will apply to that particular drawing. Okay, so that's why I need to sorry, double click this view. Double click this view before I can apply this command. So I cut it. Again, look at which direction. Go ahead. Yeah, so we have made another one, repeating the same operation, set it independent. I can move that away, move to the location. Okay. And this bar here, make that bigger, font, I think we did give 9. Right. Okay. And next, I'm gonna insert a drawing title block. Okay. The way to do it, in the edit, at the bottom you see this sheet background. Now I'm in the sheet background view. Okay, so I will not change anything about the drawing other than the sheets. So from here, you can insert a title block. That's one. You should have this after you install a Digital Project. And for this purpose, we just take the default one. We'll say apply. It's loading up. Okay, so apparently, the drawing is a bit small, and you need to change the scale, right? Let me see if you can come back to the sheet. Now I come back to the sheet in the model view. Remember the scale here. So if we take that to 1 to, we make it bigger. And the E will make it bigger, which is the size. Okay, and then the drawing sheet, we need to update. You can align the drawing with others in the position. Align using elements. So you can pick this element, this element. Okay, align the drawing. Okay, and you can give dimension. Have a number of ways to make a dimension. Okay, this is to do with my optional setting. Dimension, if you like. Here are some text where you can insert it. Say okay, so just insert a text. If you want to change anything in the title block, you have to go into the sheet view. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much you can the straightforward way to create drawings out of the model. Starting from making the front view, you can updating the drawing. Like this is a section, and those are the hatch, yeah, where you can also change like the angle of rotation. Like you want to make it denser. Okay, this is also similar. And here you can also change the hatching type. Okay, for different cutting, some section referring to concrete, some referring to steel. See GT steel, Q-stick, so you have different hatching.
So the hatch pattern here is connected with the material as it's engraved.
Yeah.
So if you change one of those, all the partition walls will change, so you need to change them individually.
Right. That you have to go to the standard to change the generation rule. Okay. So there's a default, but that comes to a little bit complicated issue because